And back to my European carry-on. It's just so much fun. I like my European carry-on. And that's why I put my coins in it. I could take the coin and just put it in the air, but instead I'm going to take it, put it in there. All right. Well, we've experienced a little bit of magic tonight. Have we experienced just a little bit of magic? Tonight, magic, I want to tell you really what magic is to me. Since we've come here, we've gone on this journey today, I want to, again, we're getting towards the end of our journey together. I want to leave you with something that you can really hold on to. Magic is more than just a trick, more than just an effect, more than an illusion. It's not just a moment of astonishment that's here and gone in an instant. No, magic is about connecting. It's about hearts connecting. It's about human beings being together on a deep and personal level, and a level that only great art, and magic is the greatest of the arts, that only great art can connect people. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I'm going to demonstrate for you. Now, can I have your help? I have two rubber bands here. I've got a yellow rubber band and a red rubber band. I want you to go ahead and open up your hand. I'm going to place just the yellow rubber band in your hand. I want you to close your hand on it. Come over here to the side so that everybody else can still see. I'm going to place the red rubber band. I'm going to put it on my finger, and we're going to discuss the connections that we have. And in our day-to-day life, we have daily connections, be they work, be they going to the store, the people that we meet along our day, along our travels. We make connections with them, and we think those are lasting connections. But the job, it can be here one moment and gone the next. Those connections, they're illusory. They seem to be there, but they disappear. What we're looking for is a deeper connection, a connection as strong as, say, the bones in our finger, but even those don't seem to hold. Again, a connection as strong as the bones in our finger, but even those don't seem to hold. No, magic is about something more. Magic is about something deeper because, see, it's an art that I've dedicated my life to. And why have I done that? Because I get to come up here and I get to share my story. And I get to share my story with you. And then you can relate to my story. And that makes you know me on an intimate level. And that allows us to really connect. It allows us to experience life together. And for just a moment, we're connected. For just a moment, we're connected. Now, that connection may disappear as I journey on. The show ends. But what's important is that that connection may physically disappear, but in truth, it's always there. And you see that that rubber band really is on there. Just like our connection really is permanent, no matter how much we may try to escape. That connection will always last. Now back to the red rubber band. I've got a red rubber band here. You've got a yellow rubber band in your hand. And if we've truly made a connection, when that red rubber band vanishes, it appears again in your hand with the yellow one. And sure enough, there's the red rubber band and the yellow one together. Go ahead and return to your seat. Well, we've been on a long journey today. We've been on a long journey. We've gone through the many senses and we've connected. What I'd like to do today is connect once more by trying to experience as many senses as we can. Can I have your help? One last time. Please give Mike a big hand. All right. Can I have your hand out? Not like that, like that. I'm going to place this deck of cards in your hand. I want you to put your other hand right on top of it. I want you to put your other hand on top of it. Then we've got a deck of cards over there. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to name a card. Not yet. I want you to just be thinking of it. I want you to think first of the number of the card. Think of that value, the number of the card. And then I want you to think second about the suit. Now, I said we want to use our senses. So what we're going to do first is take away our sense of sight. This time, we're going to take away my sense of sight. Wow. Okay. Now, you're thinking of the number of a card. Do you have the number of your card?
I do.
All right. So what I want you to do is open up your hands, take that deck of cards, and if we're going to truly do this with me blindfolded, I could have you just yell out a card, but then I might hear it. And I could have you look through and find your card, but then we haven't really taken sight out of this effect. So what we're going to do is ask you instead to reveal the card in a way that everybody around knows what card it is, but I don't. So go ahead and taking from the top down, I want you to deal one card at a time down on this pad for the value of the card. So if you have an ace, it's 1. If you have a 2, you deal 2 cards down. If it's 3, you deal 3 cards down from the top of the card down right on this pad.
Done.
All right, go ahead and put the rest of the deck on top of it to destroy the evidence. All right, take the deck back in your hand. Now, if you're thinking of a club, I want you to think 1. If you're thinking of a heart, it's 2. If you're thinking of a spade, it's 3. If you're thinking of a diamond, it's 4. I want you to deal the value of the card. Clubs, hearts, spades, or diamonds. So deal down the same way, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So 1 for clubs, 2 for hearts, 3 for spades, 4 for diamonds.
Okay.
And go ahead and put the rest of the deck on top of it. All right, when you're done with that, I can have you return to your seat.
With the deck?
No, leave the deck for me. Somewhere over here is, there we go. All right. All right, so as I said, we have to do this with no senses at all. So rather than simply picking a card and revealing it and seeing if I am close, I'm going to try to envision your card. And in order to envision your card, I've got to have all of you think of that card. All of you have seen the number of cards laid down and know what card that is. There's only one person in here that doesn't know. I want you to imagine that card. I want you to imagine the color. I want you to imagine the suit, and I want you to imagine the value. We're first going to reveal that that card is in fact a black card. It's not a spade, it's a club. It's not a royal card. It's not the very bottom of the deck or the top of the deck. It's somewhere in the middle. It's either a 4, a 5, or a 6. I'm going to eliminate the 4. I'm going to eliminate the 5. You're thinking of the 6 of clubs. And if I'm right, that card right there should be the 6 of clubs. I told you this was a trick for the mind, not for the eyes. The fact is, there was no deck. The deck is entirely blank. Only the 6 of clubs existed. If you guys have had a great time,
Absolutely.
My name is Jeff Lemasters, as most of you know. If you haven't had a great time, my name is David Blaine. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Hope that you've had a chance to support the winery. Hope you've had some wonderful drinks to go along with some good magic. And most of all, I hope tonight we've connected. And I hope we've made a lasting impression, given you some happiness, some joy, that will spill over into your work life, that will spill into your day-to-day life. And if you've given you some joy, ask only one thing in return. Give some joy to somebody else. Make somebody else happy.
Amen.
You guys have a wonderful night. God bless you.